that building?
I like that building.
I have a lot of good memories of the school.
I feel kind of bad. I have a brick from the building, you know.
I think I still got one of the old bricks. When they tore it down, I went up there and grabbed a brick from them.
The wind tunnel. And how everybody thought they should get down to the wind tunnel before we all graduated. That was like the big rite of passage. And I remember Jeff Moyer saying to me, you know, before we graduate, this was our senior year, because I kept telling him, no, we can't go to the wind tunnel because that's against the rules. How boring was I? Anyway, he said, we're going to graduate. We have to go through the wind tunnel before we graduate and put our name on the wall. And I finally went, yeah, this is really dumb. I think we need to go through the wind tunnel. So we did go down, and we left our names on the wall down there. Did they save any part of that, I wonder?
I think people used it to sneak away to be naughty.
I'm really sad that it's gone. Now we're into these big mega schools with thousands of kids, and you know, it's just not the same. I think we were really treated to a nice, close-knit family, and it's too bad that schools are going by way of the thousands instead of the small ones.
Probably Mr. Putnam. Mr. Putnam was really cool. He had kind of an air about him that was unique to those days and certainly to our faculty. But he was also really smart. He seemed to care about what he was doing.
One of them was social studies with Mr. Parker, who I found an interesting teacher because it wasn't just about learning facts and figures and stuff. It was about knowledge and finding ways that made learning interesting.
First of all, Ms. Garness, because I remember at one point in time we were reading Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, and I'd gone on to read some of his other things, and I was very confused by that. I was taking it real seriously. And she taught me that when you read, you don't always read to understand what's being written. Sometimes you can read just to feel. And then, of course, Miss McCormick in choir, only because she was just a sassy, fun lady.
My favorite teacher was Marie Garness. She was a great trumpet player, and she was a great English teacher.
Well, my favorite teacher was probably Miss Mack. I liked it that she let me play the piano in the class and sometimes for the show.
She was a motivator. She could make you feel better no matter how down you were. I had a lot of respect for her and admired her.
My French teacher was Miss Eisenman, and she was really a good French teacher. She was hard, but she was really good. And I remember one semester I got an A from her, and then I thought I could be really easy and slack off, and it ended up that I got a D the next quarter because I was really being lazy. And she told me, I'm not going to make it easy on you, so then I really had to buckle down and work. But she was a very good French teacher.
Allied Arts, and that was, I think, Mr. Everhard and Miss Reinhardt, I believe. That probably had the biggest impact on my life, and especially what I do now.
Mr. Marsh is the best principal I've ever had. I'm a school psychologist now, and I haven't found one that's as good since.
Mr. Marsh wanted to make everybody happy, and sometimes that didn't work so well. And now as I'm all old and grown up and I have to manage a team of people, I think about him every so often, and I still think I might have done it differently, but that's the way it was. He was definitely a mediator, I'll say that, to be very diplomatic.
My favorite teacher in Madison Central High School, and I gave this a little thought, was Mr. Harris. I was sort of a nerd, so maybe somebody would think it'd be somebody like Mr. Shank or maybe Mr. Parker in history or something like that, but it wasn't. And the reason why I say it was Harris was because beyond teaching us athletics, he was, whether we knew it or not, also teaching us to be men.
I never had any involvement with him, with Mr. Harris for gym or sports or anything, but he always would be the monitor or the dance police at our noon lunch hour dances, and he'd blow his whistle and make everybody stop if people were dancing too close. A couple times he called off and canceled the rest of the dance because people weren't dancing according to his rules.
Every time I get together with people and talk about him, I find out something new that confirms for me his kindness and goodness, his fatherliness, and if I can apply the term to a guy, grace.